What's up, everyone? So, my last video that I made was about Pokemon Violet, and it was mainly an impressions video because I had only played maybe just like a few hours of it, maybe 3 or 4 hours of it. So, it was really just an impressions video of what I thought about the game. And since then, I've put a lot of time into the game. I've beat it completely. I actually beat it completely last night. I haven't done the end game stuff, but I beat the main storyline and all three of the main storylines and I got to the overall ending of the game. And so there's definitely been some thoughts that have changed since then. And I will warn you, this video will contain spoilers. So, if you haven't beat the game, I wouldn't recommend watching the video. But yeah, some thoughts have definitely changed since then. There's still things that I still have gripes on that have not changed, like the overall graphics of the game, the cities themselves being, very lackluster. Even more so now, that's amplified even more now that I beat the game and I've seen all the cities. I mean, there's literally just one town that's literally just a gym, and then like a little battleground, and that's it. And it's in the snowy mountains. Like there's no personality to it whatsoever at all. So that hasn't changed. I still feel like this game definitely needed more time. It need more time to maybe, to make it look better, to make it run better, to maybe make the towns more unique and have more interesting places to explore in it. But overall, I really enjoyed this game. I enjoyed exploring. And that was made by the fact that I fully upgraded my Miraidon. So early on in the game, I went ahead and just beat all the Titans. Like I just kind of sped through it. You really, if you're like level 30 something, you can beat all the Titans pretty easily. I went ahead and did that, and that really, really opens the game up because not only do you have the ability to glide, and to jump higher and to glide in the water, but you can also climb up any surface, and it pretty much kind of reminds you of like Breath of the Wild. You see a mountain, well, you can climb that mountain. You can climb any mountain, go up to the highest peak, and just jump off and glide into the water. Glide down a waterfall. Never get hurt. You're just free to explore everywhere. I think that's probably the game's biggest strength that I saw while I was playing it. It's something that I didn't see before because I hadn't really fully, opened up my Miraidon. I hadn't fully upgraded it. Um, and I guess, if you didn't want to fully upgrade it right away, you could always go back to these areas that you didn't, you previously were exploring, and then use your new abilities to explore that. I know that does increase replay value, but I just wanted to explore everything and not have anything holding me back. So yeah, I just went ahead and fully upgraded it. But yeah, the fact that you could just climb buildings and jump off buildings and glide to mountains and snowy mountains and go to the lake and go to the desert, and just speed through these areas and just find all these Pokemon that you haven't seen before and battle and catch them. That's really what drew me into playing this more and wanting me to complete it. I wanted to complete the Pokedex. I wanted to explore all these areas. That's what made the game a lot of fun. I will speak on the actual storylines themselves. The storylines are actually pretty good. I didn't expect them to, and they all come together in a really nice way towards the end. And this will be spoilers. I mean, if it wasn't already spoilers, this is definitely going to be spoilers. But yeah, I love that all the storylines kind of come together at the end. For Area Zero, you go down there and you find out where Mirrodin came from, and everybody kind of works together, and you have Area Zero really was really interesting. It was really eerie down there, really beautiful, and the fact that you had all your your party members down there helping you out was really neat. But yeah, I didn't expect the storylines to be, kind of touching in a way. It was very touching, and um, the battle at the end, I really didn't expect the battle at the end. I thought the game ends when you just beat all the gyms. It's like, oh, you're the champion, and that's it. But no, they wasn't really expecting Area Zero. I wasn't expecting it to be like a time machine. I really wasn't expecting that, and so I like that the storylines have a really poignant feel to them, and it does make you care about these characters and what they're going through, and it makes the world make sense. The way things are projected, it just makes sense. But yeah, I felt like the overall storylines were pretty decent. I enjoyed them. I was invested in them. So the Pokemon Company did do that right. I think there were some things in the game that I felt like, I'm sure other people would want to put time into, and I'm just not that hardcore of a person. Like, I guess like with the picnics, I never used the picnics. Overall the game is still too easy, and there's ways to make it so it's more difficult. Like there's a certain order you can tackle the gyms and the titans and such, so it's not so easy. You can do the Nuzlocke run. So there's certain ways to make it difficult. But the game itself, just by playing it, is still too easy. There's so many potions and hyper potions and revives that you find on the ground. Pokemon centers everywhere. You can just fly to any area. Like, it's very easy to just heal your Pokemon. Like, the most difficult I had was probably towards the end, when you were fighting the bosses. But that was pretty much it. Pretty much the whole game I was kind of just sailing. It was just way overpowered with my Pokemon. So I do wish there was a way to maybe change the difficulty, to make it a little more balanced, because without having to tackle things in a certain order, because the whole point of the game is to choosing what you want to do. So I just wish there was a way that you could tune up the difficulty. Make the Pokemon like a option to make the Pokemon a level that's at your level of the Pokemon, like level scaling, or slightly higher than that. Just make it a little bit more difficult. I wish there wasn't so many items scattered everywhere that would help you. The picnics, I hardly ever use the picnics. There's all the sandwich shops. You can make all these like hundreds of sandwiches, and I never used it because I just didn't understand what the powers were. I know like people really get into breeding and stuff, so you gotta get the egg power, you gotta find the shinies. And I haven't really got into that. If the game just doesn't, it doesn't run that well and doesn't look that good, so it doesn't make me really want to go in and do all that end game stuff. But like with the picnics, I just don't understand the purpose of them because I never used them hardly ever. Maybe I'll use them once or twice just to heal my Pokemon, or kind of poke around making a sandwich. But I feel like they put so much emphasis on the picnics and the making the sandwiches, and then I didn't really use it, in the end to actually beat the game. If the purpose is just for end game, then I just don't know why they would put so much emphasis on it. So yeah, I do wish the game was a little bit more difficult or provide a little bit more challenge. It did help me speed through the game, which I enjoyed, but I guess that's with every Pokemon game. Pokemon games have always been easy. Now, I haven't played Arceus. I don't know if Arceus is easy or not. I haven't played that, but the mainline Pokemon games that I've played have been pretty easy overall. Wish they had put like more emphasis on the world looking good, or the towns, than the picnics. Because all these sandwich shops, it's just I didn't want to go in there I bought a bunch of ingredients because I was like, oh, we can make all these different sandwiches, and but in the end, like, what's the point? What's it? Is it going to help me beat the game? I mean, it might help me complete the Pokedex. I mean, I haven't completed that yet, so there's definitely that. Then there's like the school, the classes. Like, I'm not sure if completing all the classes does something, or like visiting the classrooms and like talking to the teachers. It would be like, you grow closer with this teacher. I never really got what that was about. Like, what was the point of growing closer with your teachers? It's probably something there that I'm just not getting into, or maybe if you complete all the classes, something happens, or you get something. Maybe I'll go and do that. I don't know, but overall, I didn't really see. It's like they added all this extra stuff that I didn't really understand what the point of all of it was. Like taking classes or going closer to your teachers or making sandwiches. Um, like the Terra battles. I mean, those are cool. Those kind of fit into the overall theme of the game. With the Terra Pokemon. Um, and the fact that there's different difficulty for battles. That's pretty neat. I like that. The other stuff I didn't really get. I read online somewhere that people said like the sparse nature of the gyms and such like kind of match the world building, because this is essentially this whole region is like a training area for students. So that's why like these arenas are sparse, or um stuff like that, which I mean I kind of get, but I also think that's just kind of an excuse for we didn't have enough time to finish this game. But I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for the DLC, if they are making DLC for, and seeing what they add to the game. But yeah, I do want to give my additional thoughts on the game now that I finished it, and I just hope you enjoyed the video.